Okay, first off, I want to give a hearty good fucking riddance to Dick Cheney. Bye-bye, asshole. Enjoy hell. Anyway, speaking of that, that was the first bit of news I woke up to on election day, and I was like, this is a good omen, isn't it? I had a good feeling going into election day, but at the same time, I was constantly reminding myself, don't let this feeling get to your head too much. Yes, Zohran blew Cuomo the fuck out at the Democratic primary. He's the Democratic nominee. He's the favorite to win. But do you want to know who I also thought was more likely to win an election? Maybe less so than Zohran, but still. It was Kamala Harris last year, and we all know how that turned out. But unlike exactly a year ago, I don't have to make a video ranting and raving because Zohran fucking won. He is the first mayoral candidate since 1969 in this city to win over 1 million votes, the last candidate to achieve this being John Lindsay, who won 1,012,000 votes. And right now, as of recording this video, with not every vote tabulated yet, Zohran has even more than that, 1,036,000 votes. I want this win to send shockwaves in all the right places. I want this to be the ultimate lesson to all of these shit-lib, mealy-mouthed, centrist establishment Democrats who were so confident in this last year since the 2024 election especially, that we need to be more like MAGA. We need to hold hands and sing songs with the political party that has gutted Medicaid, wants to gut SNAP, has allowed ICE to detain legal citizens in this country, and we also need to be friendly with the rabid voter base who has been cheering all of this suffering on. I hope all of that is out the fucking window now. I mean, it won't be, but this is still such a great refutation to that bullshit. Zohran was a candidate who never hid who he was. He's a democratic socialist, he is pro-immigration, pro-LGBTQ plus rights, and all throughout the fucking way he's been harping on about what exactly I've been harping on about, which is your enemy is not your fellow working class citizen, it's not trans people, it's not immigrants or anyone else Republicans and certain establishment Democrats want to use as a scapegoat, but rather the billionaire class who leeches off the working class to hoard more wealth for themselves, and they receive tax cuts, which results in millions of working class people in this country being fucking screwed out of their benefits. It turns out when you run with a real message and have a campaign that correctly identifies which group of people are actually fucking over the majority, you excite people, and people want to actually turn out for you, and that's exactly what the fuck they did for Zohran. Tell me, who the fuck actually wanted to vote for Cuomo? Outside of bullshit like, oh, we can't let socialism and communism sweep New York City. No, I mean actually excited about him as a candidate. Probably none of his voters. And this is the problem the DNC has had for a very long time. They don't put up candidates that run on any real platform. They just vomit out empty platitudes about unifying the country and how everything is gonna be rainbows and unicorns if I win, and try to coast by on being preferable to the opposition and nothing more. Hillary was this, Biden was this, granted it did work in 2020, but look at the unique circumstances in 2020. Kamala was this. When I voted for Biden in 2020 and when I voted for Kamala in 2024, it wasn't an enthusiastic, I'm so looking forward to their presidencies type of vote, but it was more of a, I don't really like this candidate, but I still would prefer them to win over another Trump term. To be perfectly clear, to an extent I do believe in lesser of two evils voting, as in, that's a personal choice for me. If two candidates fucking suck, but one is still clearly better than the other, I'm going to vote for the less sucky candidate. But what I don't believe in is bludgeoning the voters' heads with, you have to vote for the lesser evil candidate, because as it has shown time and time again, that just doesn't turn voters out. That excites no one. And to drive this point home even further, for the last year the DNC has been desperate to capture the young male demographic. And we've heard their solutions like, we need a Democrat Joe Rogan that just spitballs the same empty talking points no one gives a shit about. If you want the real solution, look at the margin Zohran won young males aged 18 to 29 by. 42 points. He accomplished this not by throwing minority groups under the bus, across, not by shifting rightward on various social and economic policies and issues, and not by cloaking how much of a radical he is, even though in the grand scheme of the left, a democratic socialist really isn't that fucking radical. It's just that the Overton window in this country is so slanted to the right. But anyway, he ran a campaign that promised to make their city more affordable, to improve infrastructure, and to make their quality of life better. And that is all you need to do. You're not going to capture desired demographics by having some Joe Rogan-esque podcast, bro, drilling into people's heads that you need to vote for the lesser of two evils, bro, or propping up a media group with dark money that feeds political influencers establishment Dem talking points to regurgitate to their audiences. You now have the playbook right in front of you. It wasn't just the flashy social media videos that won Zohran the mayoralty, but his campaign had a real, concise message that resonated with so many working class people in this city who are struggling to make ends meet. Will the rest of the party finally begin to follow Zohran's lead, or continue to make the same mistakes to ad nauseum? I think I might know the answer, but hopefully the former. Especially if fuckheads like Schumer and Jeffries finally get voted the fuck out. But nonetheless, a million congratulations to Zohran. He won as close to a flawless campaign as you could ask for. He persevered through all of the bullshit smear attacks, all of the bullshit racist attacks, and won. And I am proud to call him my next mayor. I've always thought it to be dumb to be proud of happening to be born on a specific patch of dirt, but this is probably the closest I've ever felt to feeling pride over happening to be born in NYC. But let's just say I'm more proud of the majority of voters who made the right decision to vote this guy for mayor. And hopefully this also means Andrew Cuomo fucks off in private life forever. You were told no twice, and I still maintain that, at least until the Trump endorsement, that Cuomo was the real spoiler. Yeah, sure, Sliwa was a bit of a joke candidate who had no real shot of winning, but at least he won his primary. Yeah, sure, uncontested, but he still represented the Republican Party in this race. Cuomo lost the Democratic primary decisively, and he refused to fuck off. So now, after 2 humiliations and him burying his reputation even further, I hope he sticks to his word and fucks off to Florida and retreats from public life forever. But what a good night election night was in general. Prop 50 passing in California with flying colors that counters Texas's gerrymandering for midterms. Democrat gubernatorial candidates winning decisive victories in Virginia and Texas, Virginia having a supermajority in favor of the Democrats, and many areas in this country in general that turned out heavily for Trump last year shifting leftward. What a shock when a presidency seeks to fuck over the working class as much as possible. Voters that are overwhelmingly made up of the very same working class that is being fucked over are less inclined to vote for the party that president represents. Anyway, best of luck to Zohran when he is sworn in on January 1st. Obviously, his mayorship is not going to be a smooth ride. With the billionaire class and media alike that is in the billionaire class's pocket, that will malign him any opportunity they get, downplay any of his successes, and talk non-stop about any hardships and missteps along the way. And yes, of course, there will be missteps. Zohran, as much as it may seem like it, is not superhuman. Hopefully those missteps won't be severe and a complete betrayal of his platform, but they will still happen regardless. And it is important to not let up support and see through the bullshit, because the propaganda machine is going to try its damnedest to crush any support he has. But for now, just let me have this moment. Zohran Mamdani, someone who actually seems like they give a shit about this city and its inhabitants, and someone who seems like they actually want to improve quality of life in this city, is going to be my next mayor. And that makes me so fucking happy and proud. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.